Well, with the changing seasons, it's time to get up to date on all of your pet's needs. And joining us live this morning is Dr. Laura Owens from Air Park Animal Hospital in Westminster. Thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me.
So the last time we saw these little guys, they were tiny. They were babies.
They were about 9 weeks old when I got them from the Humane Society of Carroll County, and now they're a year older. 3 girls. We have Snickerdoodle and Cocoa Bean and Marshmallow, and they're great little pets. They're so sweet.
I love it.
Yeah.
They're adorable. They're the most chill. And with guinea pigs, you need to have more than just one guinea pig.
Yeah,
they are social.
They are social, and these guys, because they grew up together, are the best of friends.
They're so great. And you volunteer at the Humane Society. You do volunteer your vet services there. So you were like a volunteer fail with these guys. You were like, I love them and I want them.
Yeah, we decided to keep. Yeah, I think we decided to keep them. I think on the way here last year.
I think you did
and
too.
They're really nice little pets. They're really sweet. They're pretty low maintenance, and they're really fun to have. They have a lot of personality.
They're so awesome. Well, listen, a lot of people don't realize that pets can suffer from allergies too. And fall is a time when, you're seeing all kinds of things right now.
Yeah, we see allergies year round, and pets are like people in that their allergies can be to anything. So some allergies are seasonal. Spring allergies tend to be grasses and trees. And fall allergies are more ragweed and molds and dust mites, things like that.
What are some of the symptoms?
So pets tend to be itchier and have skin problems more than people who have sneezing and red eyes. We see dogs just itching and scratching, and they can actually do a lot of damage to their own skin. And end
Is this
up,
when you see the hot spots?
Yeah, hot spots. We've seen tons of hot spots this summer where they get kind of a really nasty, it almost looks like a wound just from digging, and then their skin gets kind of infected with its own bacteria. They can lose hair, they can have scabs, they can end up really with some chronic skin thickening and changes if they have allergies for years. But the itching is hard. Nobody wants to be itchy, and it can really affect their quality of life.
Sure. Yeah, sure. And then honestly, when they're just scratching all the time, you just feel so bad for them. So what can you do?
There are a bunch of things. We manage allergies. There's not a magical cure for allergies. Some of the things that we do are treat secondary infections. If they scratch enough that they've given themselves a bacterial or yeast infection, if you don't treat those infections, you can't stop the itch.
Right.
So that's always the first step. And there are several really good allergy products out now. There is an allergy injection called Cytopoint, which is like a biologic. It's been fantastic. It breaks the itch cycle. It blocks the itch. There are some oral meds, some pills. One is called Apoquel. It really depends on the severity of the itch, kind of how much secondary infection there is, and if it's seasonal. A lot of these guys can get away with just being treated for allergies once a year. Other allergies, if you're allergic to, say, like dust mites or grass or something like that, those can be year-round, and those dogs require more like intensive treatment.
And it's going to have to be on top of that all the time.
Yeah.
Anything else we should be aware of going into the fall?
This is terrible flea and tick season. People always think summer, but really by this time, getting into fall, the fleas are kind of at their max. And big thoughts about fleas, they also cause terrible allergies. Yeah, some dogs are allergic to the flea saliva, and even one flea bite can really send them into a whole flare-up where they will dig and scratch and lose hair and give themselves wounds.
That's terrible.
Yeah.
Oh, look at you. You're just checking things out. You're so cute. Oh, my gosh. Listen, so when it comes to the fleas and ticks, do you have a favorite preventative that you like?
There are several really good ones. We love the pills. There is a whole class of meds that are oral flea and tick preventatives. They work good because you're not going to wash them off if you give your dog a bath. You're not going to have a big greasy patch on your dog that sleeps on your pillow with you every night that you have to worry about. They're not going to lick it off. So we like the oral preventatives, but if your dog doesn't tolerate those for any reason,
you can do the topicals.
And there are some newer generation flea and tick collars. One is called the Seresto collar that works really good. So we've seen really good luck with all of those products combined. But prevention is the key because it's hard once you get a flea infestation. It is so hard to get rid of them. It takes months.
As an early pet owner, we suffered that ourselves, and it was bad. And I was very embarrassed, and it happened. But it happens to the best of us.
It's one of those things. They're really good at sneaking in your house. And if you get a flea infestation, the big keys to treatment are to treat every pet Not just one pet has
You got it.
fleas.
If one
yeah.
has them, they all have them. Dr. Laura, thank you so much for coming. Dr. Laura from Air Park Animal Hospital in Westminster.